Some days your brows are just gonna look wax city. That's just like a part of life. That's just part of the whole situation. Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Co. I'm so excited for this video because we're talking about brows. We are talking about clean beauty brow products and I'm really freaking excited. So I have clean beauty brow gels and then I also have clean beauty brow pencils. Now we're going to be talking about them. We're going to be kind of talking about my favorites, how I like to use them, how I normally do my brows. And then we also have some conventional favorites that I know you guys love, that I love, that we're going to be talking about them comparably to and let you know how they kind of measure up. And we're going to be talking about like the style of brow that I generally like for myself and I go for, so that you can kind of see or decide if we have the same style. Before we get into the video, I would love to know, what's your favorite brow gel and what's your favorite brow pencil? Leave a comment down below. If you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this clean beauty brow product video. All right, you guys, let's get into it. I am so excited. So first, I just want to excuse myself and say that, excuse myself, I just want to apologize because I know my hair looks crazy. You guys, it's been snowing, raining, crazy wind here, like all types of insanity. So my hair has just permanently been on vacation for the past, I want to give it a couple weeks, maybe a month. And I feel like for the foreseeable next 2 weeks, I'm going to be looking all types of wax city too, because we got more rain, we got more snow coming. It's just, it's a disaster. It's a disaster. But anyways, let's get into the actual products. First things first, I always like to, in general, my favorite way to do brows is soap brows. And I use a clear soap for that. I didn't grab the soap, but it's the pear soap. I'm gonna link it down below. You can find it on Amazon. And that works really well. I take the soap, I spray the top of it with, I just have like a spray bottle, but you can do anything that you want, any type of spray. And take just a plain spoolie, go over the top of it, and then apply my soap brows that way. Press down my brows once they've had a second to set. Press down my brows, make sure that they really stay in that space, and then just go on with my day, let it fully dry, and then I apply my brow gel. Now, that's kind of how I apply every type of brow gel, because I do push down my brows to make sure the way I like apply them, they kind of hold that way. So that's kind of just in general how I apply, even if it isn't soap brows. But I like a fluffy brow look. I like that more gelled look. Some days I just like it to look really fluffy and natural. But in general, I prefer clear brow products. Okay, first brow gel is the Merit Beauty Brow Gel. And this one I have in a color. So I think I'm gonna do my color brow gels first, just because I don't have that many of them. So this is the wand. It's a small wand, but it's not the smallest wand. You can definitely get in there if you have thicker brows and you don't have to feel like you're kind of have to do extra work, but it's not so big that if you have thin brows, it's like too much. So this brow gel I found really interesting because I didn't feel like it really had the exact hold that I wanted. Like it kind of, I feel like my brows started to kind of fall throughout the day. But it does give me some hold. I just feel like for what my style of brow is, this isn't my favorite, but it's good. This isn't bad by any means. It definitely gives you hold. Like you can definitely feel your brows held. Even if I push them down, I feel like after about 4 hours, I feel like my brows aren't looking that great. And I don't, again, it doesn't give me that more fluffy brow look initially anyway, so it wouldn't be my first grab because that's kind of the vibe I'm in right now. This is still a good brow gel, just not necessarily my favorite. Okay, next. Ooh, next one I don't have and I do not know where it went and I'm so sad. The Well People Brow Gel. If you're here from the beginning, if you've been here since like the beginning, I talked about that brow gel a lot and I lost it somewhere in the move and I'm so sad. I have to buy another one. Such a good brow gel, such good hold. It gives you fluffy, but also fills in and you can kind of draw your eyebrow with, like fill in your eyebrow with the brow gel after you kind of do the gel, then you can kind of fill in the sparseness with the brow gel and it doesn't fade. It's really, really good. I like that one a lot. I was like really impressed with that one. That one, I will say, like, although it's not a clear, definitely at the top of my list of really good brow gels. And if I wear it and it's like gross out and my face is getting wet, that's not one I'm worried about getting color running down my face, if that makes sense, because sometimes your face gets wet, your brows get wet, your eyebrows are slipping and sliding all over the dang place. That one doesn't move as much as others. I don't really know why. I feel like it's because it's a little bit more of a waxy consistency, but it's really, really good. I like that one a lot. Highly recommend it. I'm going to obviously link a picture on the screen for you because I don't have it, but a really, really good product. I like that one a lot. Okay, next we have this one. We have the Say Beauty Brow Gel. Now this one, I also have the issue. This is the wand. The wand is so small. If I had really thin brows, I would probably really enjoy this because you can kind of fill in really easily with this and brush up, and it looks really good. I have a friend who has thinner brows that really enjoys this. However, for me personally, this is not my favorite. Now, the shade I wear in this is the shade Deep Brown, and in the Merit Beauty one, I have the shade Black Brown. If I'm gonna go for brow color, I always go for the darkest brown color. I feel like this doesn't have great hold for my brows because my individual hairs are really thick, but also my brow hairs kind of go all over the place. So I need something that's gonna hold them in place, and this just kind of feels more like a butter. Is this actually a brow butter? Oh my God, it's a brow butter. So this is a brow butter, which is the same as a brow gel, but I feel like it has, of course, it's like exactly what I thought it was. It has less hold. I know they reformulated, and I don't know if it was before or after I got this one, but I will say this is not my favorite. I love Say Beauty products. I mean, I feel like I have like 3 Say Beauty videos on this channel, and I really like most of their products. Out of these two, if I was gonna go color, I would go Merit Beauty. If I had to go color at all, I would go Well People because their product is just like elite. And I really like Say Beauty products, so I was really hoping to like this, and I don't dislike it. It's just like, it's not one I grab. It's not one that I feel like works for me. But if you have thin brows, again, I do know someone who really enjoys it and it works for her, and she has thinner brows and she just likes brow gel. She doesn't want like a fluffier look. So it just depends on your preference. Okay, next, PYT. So the PYT brow gel, I will say I am picky with clear brow gels because I feel like a lot of them do a whole lot of nothing. And sometimes, especially the old school, and by old school, I mean like early 2000s clear brow products just basically were like gel in a thing, and even though they didn't really have that much hold and they would like peel almost and like be flaky and white, this one doesn't have that. I really, really like this brow gel. And so this is the wand. So this wand is like a nice sized wand, and it gives me a fluffy look. It isn't the fluffiest looking brow though, I will say. Out of the ones I'm going to be talking about, this isn't like the fluffiest, but it does give nice hold. It does not flake. It does wear nicely throughout the day. I do feel like the hold lasts most of the day. I feel like towards the end of the day, if I've been wearing it all day, my brows are kind of looking a little funky. And by funky, I mean just kind of less fluffed up, but I feel like that's just kind of in general life. Your makeup's never gonna look as good at the end of the day, but I really do enjoy this. I feel like it does a really good job. Again, it doesn't flake, it holds. It does what you want a brow gel to do. This is good. Okay, next. Okay, let's go here next. Let's go Jason Wu. So this is the Jason Wu Clear Brow Gel, and this is the one. This one is actually really interesting because it's not really like circular. It's kind of flat on the sides, round in the back, and at the front, it has like longer bristles. It's very interesting. Let's try and make sure it like zooms in so you can see. But this is a very interesting brow gel. I really like this. So this, I kind of got dirty. As you can see, the rule with clear brow gel, you guys, is you gotta do your brow gel before your foundation. So do your brow gel, let it sit, apply your foundation, and then fill in your brows because you want your brow gel to dry. Oh my goodness. Today, Junior, can I get the freaking words out today? I'm all tongue-tied. This, I didn't do that at first, just because I was like kind of slapping it on and testing it a ton. And then I was like, oh, I need to really make sure I'm not doing my foundation first because sometimes I just forget. But this is a really good brow gel. I feel like it has really good hold. And even though, I mean, you can see that there's a little bit of cloudiness here, it doesn't apply that way. It still applies really clear, which I really like. But yeah, this is a really good brow gel. I really enjoy it. And I feel like it does the job. It does the job. I have no complaints with this one either. Okay, next let's go with this one. This is the Kosas Brow Gel. This is just their clear one. They have a bunch of shades. This one is more of like a triangle though. It kind of like is, I don't know, it's more of a triangle than I feel like the other ones are more round. This is more like triangular. But it's really, really nice. I like this one a lot. If I had to say which one of the 3 clear brow gels so far that I've talked about gives me the most fluffy gel-like kind of look, Anastasia Brow Freeze-esque, but not Anastasia Brow Freeze, look, this one would have to be there. It gives me a fluffy brow look. It definitely really defines the brow hairs and gives just like really, really good hold all day. You just have to make sure not to over apply this, because I feel like if you over apply it and you apply too much and you just go a little bit of ham, you can get a little bit of flaking. So that's just something to note with this one, but I really enjoy this. I grabbed this a ton still. Really big fan of this brow gel. Just really good minus a little bit of flaking. Right, next we have this brow gel. This is the Rose Ink Brow Gel. If you watched any of my recent videos, you know I'm obsessed with this brow gel. So I have the travel size and I also have the full size. So this is what it looks like. And as you can see on the wand, it's not really clear. Like, it's not, I mean, I did this in my review for Rose Ink. This is not, I don't know how this is gonna be called clear, because it's not really clear. It's like more on the white side, but it doesn't apply white. You just have to be careful if you have super, super dark brows like me. The white that is on this wand doesn't just come off on your brows and you don't like brush it through. You just have to be a little bit careful. This is the brow gel I'm wearing today. It gives me a fluffy brow. It holds all day. Like, she don't move. Again, it does what you need a brow gel to do. There really isn't that much that you can say about brow gels. It either works or it doesn't. And out of the clear brow gels I've talked about today, the Rose Ink one is my favorite, followed by the Kosas one. And then the PYT and the Jason Wu, I would say, are like similarly tied. Maybe the Jason Wu one a little bit better, but I actually really like all of these. There's not one where I'm like, could live without it. No thanks. They're all really good brow gels, really big fan. Okay, so let's talk about them comparable to other really popular brow gels. I have a few that are off the top of my head that I know people love. And one is Anastasia Brow Freeze. Now, nothing is going to kind of, if you have a good alternative or dupe for this, let me know. So this is what it looks like. It's just like a clear gel in a pot, and you stick a spoolie in and you kind of like, there's a million ways that you can apply this, and just apply it with a spoolie that way. This gives you a really, 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 really strong hold and a very, very jelly brow look. There's nothing I found that is comparable to this right now. If you have any suggestions, again, let me know. I will say that if you do use this, you just have to be careful that you are really cleaning the spoolie off afterwards, because there can be white kind of chunks that form and like then get on your brow. So that's just something to note here, but this is a really good brow gel, holds really, really well. So then the Benefit Brow, so this is a small of the 24-hour brow setter. Now, I would say that the Kosas Brow Gel is the most comparable to this one. And like this one, if you are not careful, you have a little bit of white stuff if you over apply it. Both of these sit really nicely, they apply really nicely, and they give you a nice hold without it being too gel looking, because I know that's not everyone's vibe. So if you like this brow gel, I would say check out this one. I would say out of the ones I've talked about today, it's definitely the most comparable, and will give you a similar look for sure. Okay, next we have the Patrick Ta, what is this? The Major Brow Lamination Gel. So this one is definitely very different. You can see that there is like a lot of like goop kind of that comes off of this one. But I would say in terms of hold and the way that it kind of wears, this one you have to be a little careful with, kind of similarly to the Rose Ink one, because it can get a little bit crazy if you're not paying attention. I would say that you can get a similar hold with the Rose Ink one. The look of the brow might not be exactly the same, but also the actual consistency of the product is different here, so than all of the rest of the brow gels. So you're not going to get an exact dupe in terms of wear, just be like in terms of exact look, because the consistency of the gel is just different, but the hold is really similar. I would say I would put these like really comparably, at least for me. I would say like I get a similar look with my brow. It's just a little less jelly, the Rose Ink one. I feel like the Rose Ink one is a little bit more natural looking, but still gives you like pretty fluffy brows. Really, really good. So I hope that was helpful. I mean, I know there's like a million other brow gels out in the marketplace. I have a bunch of other ones. I just wanted to highlight ones that I know are really, really popular right now. Okay, next we're moving on to brow pencils, and this should be quick. I don't have that many brow pencils. So first things first, the Jones Road Beauty Brow Pencil. So this one is very interesting. It's a sharpener one. You have to have a sharpener for this, and I feel like this is for only a very specific type of person. Let me just swatch it. So the shade I have in this is dark brunette, always the darkest color. And this brow pencil is really interesting because I feel like it's more on the waxy side, but it says that it's supposed to be more waterproof, never budge. I don't really experience that with this. It doesn't like budge a ton and run down my face, but I feel like it definitely moves. And I don't feel like it's 100% waterproof or budge proof. I feel like I have another one that's more budge proof I'm gonna talk about later, but this is a really nice brow pencil, especially if you have a thick brow and you're just kind of trying to fill in really quickly without like precise lines. You're like just trying to fill in like sparseness a little bit, and it's really, really quick and easy. This is a good one because it's a thicker pencil, if you can see. So you can see there that it's a thicker pencil, and so you can really quickly fill in your brows. The colors are really nice. I feel like they did really good job with the undertones. They don't skew super, super red at all. It's kind of like a good undertone mix. And I really do actually enjoy this, but this is more something that I grab when I'm like really rushed out the door. And I will say, I feel like it doesn't sharpen to a point. So unless I'm like really sharpening, but I feel like it's more malleable, the tip, so it doesn't actually form into like a perfect point like when you first get it. So that's just something to note, but it is a nice brow pencil. And although I don't feel like it's 100% waterproof, I still really enjoy it. Okay, next we're gonna talk about one I've talked about 1,000 times, and that is the PYT brow pencil in the shade, this is the shade Chocolate. I have other shades of this as well. Do. And this one I feel like has better hold than the Jones Road Beauty one. It literally doesn't move. It's the one I'm wearing on my brows today. Although it doesn't have a pointed tip like the Anastasia Brow Wiz style, if you are into that, this still gives me a really natural looking brow where I can like flick in hairs. And as you see, like it is not super duper pigmented, and this one doesn't budge. It doesn't matter if it's summertime, it's raining. This one's a really, really good one. It's a little bit more waxy than I would say the Jones Road one is, and I feel like that's why it kind of lasts super, super long. It's a really good brow pencil, and I actually have the old packaging that they had, the old PYT packaging when I first got this. Oh, I'm obsessed with this. It's just so, so good. It's just so good. I'm obsessed, I'm obsessed, I'm obsessed. Let's talk about, oh, you know what, actually, let's talk about one that I can't find, the Jason Wu brow pencil. You can just feather in brows there, and I feel like it lasts decently long. Like by the end of the day, my brows are still on. I feel like it fades a little bit, but that's, again, makeup fades by the end of the day. I can't expect it to last all day, but you can just feather them in. It looks really good. I feel like the shades are really good. I really like the way that it wears and the way that it looks all day. Really, really good. Okay, next we have this one. This is the Kosas brow pencil. This is giving me those clicky up pen vibes from 2000. Ugh, such a good time. Lisa Frank is dying. She's screaming. This is so interesting. So first things first, the way that the tip is not like it's not like a traditional either flat tip or really pinpointed one. It is a triangle shape, but it's really itty bitty. I feel like it's not going to focus on the itty bittiness of it. But you can feather in tiny, tiny hairs with the tip of the triangle. It's very, very interesting. When I first saw it, I was like, what's happening here? But then I used it and I was like, oh, this is really good. This is, oh, I should swatch it for you. This is a really good in my opinion, brow pencil, and you do need to like push a little bit to kind of get, if you want like a really thick, like a dark line, just because I feel like it's meant to be like feathered in. It's not meant to really like deposit a ton of color, which I like. I don't like something that's like a ton of color, because then I end up looking, again, I say this a million times, no one wants to look, you know what, as I'm saying it, you might want to look like him. I don't want to look like Sandy Cohen from the OC. I just don't. It's not my vibe. It's just not my vibe. But this, as you can see, I had to press a little bit more to get the pigmentation, but it's really, really good. I do really enjoy this. Now you can see that out of the three, the Jones Road Beauty one is definitely a little bit, it's more on the, what shade do I have in the Jones Road Beauty one? Black, brown, or dark brunette. I would say that the dark brunette is very, like, it looks black on my hand next to the other ones. That's all I'm going to say. So if you, it looks fine on me, but I would say if you have dark brown brows, maybe go on with a lighter color, because it is very, very dark. Brows can get away from you real quick. They can get away from you fast, and then you can all of a sudden look like a crazy person. You just can. I really like all of these brow pencils. I really do. My favorite brow pencil, if you didn't know, is the PYT brow pencil right now. I'm still on the hunt for something that is a little bit smaller. Not that I can't feather in brows, but something that's a little bit more pinpointed, because I know some people have just thinner brows than me, that has the same consistency, because this one doesn't move. It's so good. I literally could wear it to the pool and I would be fine. Like, I'm really impressed with it. Let me know down below, have you tried any of these? If you haven't, or are you gonna grab any of these? Let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.